Conversations Podcast. Hello to you, beautiful.
Hello, handsome.
Ooh. You resemble that remark. I don't know if I do. Well, that's not for me to say.
That's right. It's for me.
I'll just say thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
How about the podcast is powered by who? JessTalk and?
LisaListen.
And LisaListen does what?
I listen well. What does Jesse do?
He tries to listen better. Boy, you talk too much. Okay, fair. You know, this is going to be a fun show. It really is. We're going to have some intensity. We're going to have some smoothness. We're going to share some stories. But at the end of the day, we're going to have crucial conversations.
I love it.
Yes. John Spence, wasn't it John Spence who turned us on to Crucial Conversations?
Actually, it was Alexia Vernon.
Alexia Vernon. Look at me getting my professionals mixed up.
Yep.
Okay, so Alexia. So how about a shout out for Alexia then?
Hey, Lex.
How about a round of applause for Alexia?
Ooh.
I'm going to tell you, I got this cat that I deal with. He's really cool. His name is Anthony Williams. He's a bad mama jamma. Shut your mouth. And he works as an executive at the Mirage. And whenever he sees something that is good, it's coming from a female perspective, he says, ooh, she bad. And that's good.
Okay.
And that's what Alexia Vernon is.
Is she bad?
She bad. So here we go. Rather than jump right into Crucial Conversations, I thought we'd talk a little bit about Conversations Live. So we have Conversations, the podcast, which obviously we're on.
Right.
We have Conversations powered by JessTalk LisaListen, Conversations powered by JessTalk and Will Edwards, and then Conversations Live. Mm-hmm. Share your thoughts. Just give us a bit of a rollout about Conversations Live. Tell us what it is and how it came about.
Conversations Live stemmed from a brainstorm that you and I had, and you wanted to do something to give back to the community, and you wanted to call it Sessions.
I did. I was a little tied to it too for a minute, wasn't I?
Sessions to me sounds like therapy.
It's too intimidating.
Medical, and yeah, it really is intimidating.
Unless you've had them and been in them, then it's not. But if you haven't, it's like there's nothing wrong with me. I don't need a session.
Well, and when you break it down, it's just really a conversation,
which right.
is easy for anybody to have.
Well said.
We've been doing this going on our third year. We do it once a month, and it's by invitation only. And last night, usually we do it organically, but last night we actually themed it with spirituality.
It was way cool.
What was your favorite part of the evening?
I will tell you my favorite part. I do want to just digress a bit. Okay. I want to say that when we talked about our early conversation about what you renamed conversation, you were brilliant with it. I decided to take it on and give it a try, and it really started sticking. Now it's way more powerful than what I had originally thought. So I'm glad I learned to listen and hear as well as listen. And for me, it was about understanding that you have an incredible gift and I have a wonderful gift, and that gift is not ours. That gift is, we have those gifts to disseminate to help others. Mm-hmm. And so some people can't afford it, and does that mean they don't deserve the help? They do. Or some people don't even know that they don't know that it's available. Right. So to offer it through, intimately through Conversations Live, it gives people an opportunity to taste it, to feel it, to enroll it, and invest in all that sort of stuff. So I want to digress so the people that are listening to this get that. Now, about last night, it was off the chain.
It was.
It was incredible. The dynamic of the people that were there. Every single person that was in that room, what was a total of 12 of us?
11.
11, okay.
11.
Total of 11 of us. Every single person deserved to be there. They got themselves there. We didn't really choose them. They chose it and us because of how they show up.
And the energy we put out there to create what we wanted to bring back vibrationally into that room.
And the most magical part for me of what happened last night, it started with an organic conversation, and there were several individuals around the room that brought an enormous light. Mm-hmm. And you could feel it even before they spoke. There were females with that light. There were males with that light. There were business owners and or senior level executives. They were just down to earth folks that don't necessarily have a title or a position, but they have a great position in life.
Yeah.
And how it left me feeling was energetic, inspired. I forgot that I had a full 11 hours of coaching sessions that day by the time those people left.
Nice. So it fueled you with energy.
It fueled me with so much energy. I had to figure out how to get it to throttle down. Mm-hmm. But it was good. It wasn't a bad. It wasn't like over the top.
I really liked the way we opened it with everyone pulling a card from the ancient wisdom cards.
Mm-hmm.
And the animal and what the animal represented based on where everyone was in their lives and how spot on the card was for everybody, everyone, including ourselves.
They did. Everyone took pictures of the card and they took pictures of the decipher. And what that means is we have a wonderful friend that we had served in the past as a client. She's a brilliant artist, and it came from African proverbs and African storytelling, and she got a hold of that intel, and she told that story in the card. So you pick it. You have, I don't know, remember how many cards there are.
36.
But, okay, so you pick 1 through 36. You fan the cards so that they can't see, and they blindly choose. And then there's a key. There's a number at the bottom of it and an animal at the top. So you tell us the name of the animal and the number, and we look in the index for that animal, whether it's a gazelle or what was the cool little animal that civet.
Yeah.
Civic. That was really cool. So it's a picture of a Civic that she's painted and the name and then the number 6 or whatever it is. And you look for the index and you read what that is. And every single person said that story and that animal resonated with them.
What was yours?
My card?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
You forgot?
Yeah.
Oh, mine.
I don't know. I was orchestrating a lot of things.
Oh, okay, I'll give you.
My brain was maybe in 18 different places. I was looking cool on the outside, but I looked like a duck, like this, smooth on top. I was paddling like heck underneath.
Well, I got the butterfly.
Yes, yours was beautiful. And did it fit you?
About transformation. It
was all about transformation.
Everything about what we're going through right now, and it was quite appropriate.
And you just made a huge transformation. So understanding the value of your worth and that you have enough of what it takes to do exactly what you want for self and others.
Yes.
And you can match it with the very best of the best. And now you know that.
Okay, well
because
said.
You are a woman of distinction.
A WODA.
A WODA. Yeah.
Yes.
And that comes from NABO. And so you're a NABO too.
National Association of Women Business Owners.
I memorized it too.
Good job, Jess.
So now let's slide into some conversation. I mean, that was a brilliant event. We have another one coming up next month. Time and date to be determined.
We're taking a break in July because we're traveling. So the next one will be in August.
So we have speaking engagements that is going to have us on the road.
Yes.
You know what that sounds like? On the road again.
Just can't wait to get back on the road again.
Ooh, you sound like Willie Nelson up in here. Can't wait to get back on the road. So here we go. Let's talk about Crucial Conversations. Unbelievable book. Carrie Patterson, the authors. There was a composite author. So you're talking about Carrie Patterson, Joseph Grenny, Ron McMillan, Al Switzler. And these are the authors of Crucial Conversation, where they focus on why we created conversation and the power of empowering folks. It was such a great read. It really was. In fact, it's a triple back read where you want to read it at least 3 times. And Crucial Conversations, the book, talks about interpersonal exchanges at work and at home. And those are the ones that people dread having, but know that they cannot avoid.
Right.
A crucial conversation is one that has importance and it has matter, has weight on some sliding continuum. And if you do not have those crucial conversations, you have a very different life.
Well, most people bury it and it gets suppressed and suppressed and suppressed until the 4 R's of you know them so well off the top of your head.
Well, you're talking about repression. You're talking about resentment. You're talking about regression and rejection.
Yes.
Thanks for the test. I don't always pass. I don't always
See, you're
pass.
much better on the spot than I am.
You are making the brother grow hair. Tick-tock, tick-tock. So, so you're absolutely right. Let's talk about, if you don't mind, Lisa, you took some really good notes. Can you share those notes with us now?
Yeah, what stood out to me was the acronym STATE.
Okay.
And that stands for Share Your Facts with a Safe Beginning versus Blame, Tell Your Story, Ask for Others' Paths, Talk Tentatively, and Encourage Testing. And first and foremost, remove the emotion, which leaves controversy, and otherwise you create a very vicious cycle. So when you start the conversation, if you're really heated about something, and there was an example in the book where the lady was going through her husband's credit card statement, and she saw that he stayed at a motel.
Oh, yes,
that was right around the corner.
I remember, yes.
And she was livid. She was certain that he had an affair.
Right.
So she came just with a loaded gun, ablazing.
Unglued.
Blaming. He's like, blowing his hair back like, whoa.
Like a wow.
And then if she, when she approached it with a different way, like, hey, can we sit down and talk about this? And where were you? It's a whole different life of a conversation.
A whole different conversation. And state those notes again one more time in case the folks missed that.
Okay,
please.
It's the 5 distinct tool acronym is STATE. Share your facts, tell your story, ask for other paths, talk tentatively, and encourage testing.
I love that. Which of those are one of your favorites if you have one?
Share your facts.
Yeah. Tell it like it is. Also, tell the truth about it. And you can also do that with diplomacy. I find that one of the best ways to have a crucial conversation with someone, and especially the closer you are to the relationship, I think the more difficult it is to have those crucial conversations, whether it's intimate or platonic or
it's your
professional
boss.
Or your boss. Yeah.
Especially if it's a boss.
And
you know that it's not going to be taken the way you want it to, because typically if you know that person, they want their side.
Correct.
And you want your side.
When you say side, typically side is story.
There you go.
Your story.
Well said, Jess.
Yeah, story. Yeah. Your story,
yeah.
which is just your perception of it. Now, it doesn't mean that it's even accurate, but one of the best ways, Lisa, I believe that people can have as a tip to have crucial conversations, and I also want to look into the chat room in a second after I say this. We'll take a breath just to read and speak to and engage our chat room. I do want to say this because I see several folks that are in there, they're chiming up. But one of the very best ways when it comes to having a crucial conversation, if you do nothing else and you need to have a crucial conversation, do it with tact.
Mm-hmm.
And what is tact? I do not want to challenge it. I want to say it.
Okay.
And then you go back and forth with me if you agree. After I have some water.
Mm-hmm. You got to clear the throat there.
I feel my voice going away.
Uh-oh.
I feel like I can't talk. I love our director. This guy is bad to the bone. He's a blue-eyed soul brother. Even has an afro with the hair sticking up.
Yes. Thank you,
woo,
Scott.
Woo, he's good.
Woo.
So just as I was coming to the crescendo, I start to lose my voice. And here it is. In a word, the word that I want you to start to use when you need to have a crucial conversation and you're afraid, intimidated, whatever, is tact.
Mm-hmm.
And tact is the ability to make a point without making an enemy.
Would you give an example?
Yes.
Do you have an example of that?
Yes. I was sitting down with a dear friend recently, and we were in the middle of it was a friendship/coaching session,
mm-hmm.
and it was just this past weekend. And I get to say his name because he would dig this, and his name is Bruno. Bruno and I go way, way back. Bruno and I we were having some intimate conversation about things that matter most to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he took a position, and he was firm, and he was rigid. And Bruce is one of those kind of guys that he doesn't speak unless he's done his homework. He's very knowledgeable, just very bright, not a man of a lot of words. So when what comes out of his mouth, it's well thought out.
Okay.
And he had this conviction about something that he was making a statement about, a very sensitive, intimate matter. And I listened to him, and I said, with all due respect, I've got to check you up on that. I said, you're flat out, in this particular case, you flat out have missed the point. But here's the thing. You say things so brilliantly, and you do things so well, you missing the point is rare. So I'm going to offer this, and if I'm wrong, please challenge me.
Okay.
The way I see it from what you just told me is X, Y, Z. He was sitting like this when I started to talk, and when I finished talking, he relaxed. And he says, I can see that. So it was what I call a reversal of perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hard challenge him being negative. I gave him an out in terms of this is what I'm seeing, but you get to throw this away on the next receptacle on the way out, or you can find a way to use it.
Mm-hmm.
He chose to use it.
Okay.
And so it was how I said it. It was strong and firm, but it wasn't Mr. Know-It-All. It was more reversal of perspective base. What do you think?
I like it, and also no emotion when you.
I removed the emotion.
Right?
Now I had some energy behind it, but not emotion. As I'm emotionally stuck to it's my way or the highway.
Right.
So, yeah, no, very good. That's a really good challenge. Let's take a look at the chat room. You look with me because my eyes...
I've already been there. We're on it.
Can we say something about anything that someone's dialoguing about?
Vegas Ken, he was wooting Scott, the
Okay.
Blue-Eyed Soul Brother.
Oh, yeah, woo, 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 woo. Give Scott some, yeah. Okay.
And we have Danny Vegas here, and we've welcomed him to the show.
Welcome, Danny Vegas. Give a round of applause for Danny.
Yay.
Let's call him Danny Boy. Danny Boy, yeah.
Cha-ching.
And what else do we have? I saw something from another. It was an Greasy Man. What did he say? Okay. No, I see who it was. It was Vegas Ken has some great stuff to say. He says, can this stuff work professionally? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
These concepts that we're talking about are highly transferable and very much can be used in fact, please use them in a professional environment. In fact, we're going to share more about how to use some of this in a professional environment. So, Vegas Ken, thank you for that and being in the chat room and for bringing that up because it's very solid.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, as you think about, Lise, as we want to get further down the chat room here, but I want to take a break from the chat room just to swing back about conversation.
Yes.
What's the best way for someone to get an invite to Conversations, the live event that we do? We sponsor once a month.
They can email us, and then we can have an email chat back and forth and have a conversation and ask a few key questions.
They can ask us on Facebook.
Facebook.
They can put an inquiry there. And what about if they want to email? Do you want them to email?
At feelings at JessTalk.com.
Perfect.
JessTalk.
Feelings at JessTalk.com. And all they have to do is just express an interest, right?
Yeah. Or they can give us a call, 702-541-6992.
And just share with us your concept, your idea about why you would like to attend an event. It's not a pass-fail, but we want to get to learn a little bit more about those that may be interested in that. And I can tell you right now, we haven't had a conversation yet that wasn't, as we say, off the hook.
Mm-hmm.
The very first one we did, we set it for 2 hours. It was set from 4 to 6, and you had a super busy day that day.
It was a Friday night.
Yes, I had 8 consecutive back-to-back coaching sessions, 1-hour coaching sessions, and I went into it, as fresh as I could be, and I was ready. The last 2 people left at 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
We said, we can't go that long.
They were Klingons. They didn't want to leave, right? The energy was so...
They were going with the Force. Was that kind of Klingon-ish shit there?
Yeah.
No, they were embraced. They were elevated. Their energies were elevated. They did not want to leave that environment that was created, not by us, by all of us.
They learned things and saw things much differently leaving as they did when they came.
The best thing I like about Conversations is people that leave that, they go out and enroll it in their lives, and we hear from them, and they do things differently. So we can go on and on about that.
Yep.
We want to keep the program moving. Let's say another piece that I learned from Crucial Conversations is about productivity, getting results, where you have stalled initiatives and they're not going anywhere, disagreements that go unresolved. What you have to do with those, as the book says in Crucial Conversations, and I agree with this, you have to speak persuasively. You have to know your facts, do your homework, remove the emotion, speak to the truth. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, and if you can't have the conversation without emotion, then you need to maybe wait till the next day, till your emotions have, calmed down a little bit.
And we have that as a tool that we use in our coaching and speaking. The stand down.
Yes.
We took that from the military. Lisa's bad to the bone. Lisa's bringing the magic. I'm feeling like a Scooby-Doo up in here.
Oh, you guys are killing me. You and Scott are something else.
Because we're birds of a feather.
That flock together.
Yeah, we are like brother from another mother, like no other. That's what we like.
Okay.
So
right.
So really, but what we're looking for with a Crucial Conversation, Lise, and I want you to weigh in on this too, is we're looking for rapid, sustainable change that leads to transformation. Yeah. Not just change. We want rapid, sustainable change that leads to transformation.
Well, tell me the difference between change and transformation, because people may not know that.
That's a great comment. I think you can interpret it a number of different ways. But the most crystallized way I've ever heard it termed, and where it sticks for me, change is temporary. while transformation is permanent.
I love that.
Simply put.
Nice.
Because you can change homes, you can change relationships, you can change jobs, you can change your mind and then change your mind back.
Mm.
But when you transform, there is no going back.
Yeah.
What happens to a caterpillar when it's time to make that change?
It starts flying.
And who is that fly? What is that in flight?
That's the butterfly.
That's the butterfly, and that's you.
Oh.
And you're such a cute little butterfly, too.
Wow, now you're going to make me blush.
Now you blush. Let me see you turn red. Can you do it?
No, stop it. You want me to make you turn purple?
That would be about the only color I can turn. And 3 shades of blue, just so you know. So check it out. In the book, the first 3 chapters are like, number 1, chapter 1, what's a crucial conversation? We just talked about that. Number 2, and who should care about that? And who cares? That's chapter number 2. And then chapter number 3, start with heart. I love that. Mm-hmm. Start with heart is big. Why do you think with heart is so big with me? When it comes to crucial conversations?
Because your heart is your intuition. You let your intuition and heart guide you.
It is, and it's the best way to stay focused on what you really want. Mm. And it ties to our how you leave them feeling message.
Right.
How you leave them feelings are a matter of the heart, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I think that's really, really powerful, and I love that one. And the one thing that comes out of crucial conversations, let's take I'm going to talk about what comes out of crucial conversations. Well, let's take another look in the dialogue box and tell us what we see here in the chat room. What do you see, Lisa?
We have Jamie Grant in the chat room.
Jamie Grant?
Wow.
Jamie Grant is a bad mama. Shut your mouth. We need to put, you got any shaft or anything back there, director, that you can play? Because when I'm saying Jamie, he's doing woohoo. Oh, he's up in Sacramento, California.
Wow.
And Jamie is one of them smooth talking brothers. He can moonwalk like the best of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He's a bad, bad, bad dude, that guy. So what is Jamie saying? Anything good?
He's just said he's checking our show out.
He says he's just checking us out.
Well, you know
what,
support.
Scott, we need that video cam so we can check him out too. So yeah, fair enough. So anyway, so that's cool. So good for Jamie. Thank you for checking out. And I see what's happening there. He's just a little eavesdropping on the show.
That's right.
And that's fair. So let's keep our game moving. With that being said. And what did I say I was going to speak to? I said I was going to speak to...
examples of communication breakdowns in relationships.
It's the power of dialogue. Mm-hmm. Life should be about a dialogue, not a monologue.
Ooh. I've been in several monologues.
Oh, my God.
I
monologue.
hate it.
You know what a monologue is?
It's one way.
No, it is, yes.
It's one way.
It's the hour, 5 minutes.
Right.
You look at your watch and you swear it's been.
Like,
you look. You go, God. You know it's been an hour and it's 5 minutes.
Yep.
We look to create what instead of the hour, 5 minutes?
The 5 minute hour.
And what is the 5 minute hour?
Well, you're just sure that 5 minutes has gone by and it's been an hour.
And it's such a flow.
Yeah.
It creates such a flow.
Yeah.
And a flow is when you create an optimal experience, and especially in a task, endeavor, or a matter that you really don't want to do. Like cleaning the garage or washing the dishes or doing the laundry or what.
You love doing that.
Oh, no. I just create a flow every time I do. I hate that stuff. But I create a flow. And there's a book called Flow by Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, and he talks about creating an
Say
optimal.
That 5 times fast.
The brother practice. Okay, yeah, no, that ain't my language.
Go ahead, Jess, I challenge it.
Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi.
Okay.
Mihai Csikszentmihalyi.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The brother's been practicing it. You're so silly, Lisa. So with all that being said, you create a flow experience, and that's what the power of a dialogue is. Way better than a monologue. You create that 5 minute hour, and time just falls off the clock. So what I would like to roll with as a segue to that, and you agree with all that, correct?
Oh yeah.
So crucial conversation is about creating dialogue. And the power of dialogue, check this out, as a quote in the book said, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter.
And that's by Dr. Martin Luther King.
MLK, you're right, Martin Luther King. Power of dialogue is that our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter.
It's so true. That's such a powerful statement.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think having great conversation in this book, offers the reader proven points of interest to how to navigate through challenging and difficult conversations.
Well, and they even send you to a website to go through some different case studies in case you may be someone that wants to visually see something and learn, virtually
rather
than virtually.
I totally agree. And there's a 7-point strategy for achieving the goals that they may set, and all the emotional or psychological or psychology of legally charged situations that can just be, they come up out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And most people are stunned. They don't know how to handle it, so they don't handle it at all.
Yeah.
That's typically what happens. Do you agree?
I do.
And you never know who you're touching with conversation.
They may not say a thing. We've had it happen time and time again. People don't say anything, and you think you didn't reach them, and 6 months later you pick up the phone and they're saying, hey, I went on your program when you said blah, blah, blah. You touched me in more ways than... So sometimes it just plants a seed inside that it takes a little bit to nurture and grow, to get the courage to say, you know what, I need to do something about this.
I totally agree. So language becomes hugely important. You never know how you're touching someone with your language. Mm-hmm. And it's the language that you use. It's the language that it's the language that you allow in. We don't allow any toxicity, no toxic language with us. If it comes our way and it's unavoidable, we find a way to create the best and fast, most swift exit strategy.
Yeah.
And the little alter ego that sits on your shoulder telling you negative things that are not necessarily true, false limiting beliefs.
Yes.
So that's all language. We say everything rises and falls.
In language.
Everything rises and falls.
In language.
Absolutely.
And choose, the words that you choose. I think I can. I'll try. You either can.
Yes.
You say I can do it.
Yes.
You don't try. You either do or don't.
But don't you think also, Lisa, what some of the best conversations you've ever had, either with myself or other people, is when someone creates a safe place for you to tell the truth?
Yeah. If that would have happened early on in my life, I would have been.
I'm glad it didn't, because I'd have never met you.
Aww.
I'm glad it didn't.
Well, there you go.
And that was a lesson you had to learn.
Yes.
But to create a safe place to just say anything that you need to say or want to say. You agree?
I do.
I like that. Let's slide into another segment here. And what are some examples, if you don't mind, of breakdowns or relationship challenges that we'll go quickly, just maybe a minute of this? Best communication tips or breakdowns in communication?
The best communication tips. Well, I think we went over a couple of them. Remove the emotion. If you can't remove the emotion, do a 24, 48, 72-hour stand down, however long it takes. Or perhaps you should write an email and don't send it, and let all that emotion fly. And then the next day you get up and you read it and you go, oh wow, I'm really glad I didn't send that because I really didn't want to say that.
Okay, fair enough. I like it. That's great input. One thing that comes to my mind as I hear what you say is, and I got this from the book, when ideas are forced on people, they may say whatever they need to say and like they're going to comply, but they really don't. They walk away and they don't follow through. They're half-hearted about whatever that is.
They go along to get along.
They go along to get along just to get out of the situation. Yeah. Exactly right. And then there's a quote by Samuel Butler that says, "He that complies against his will is of his own opinion still." I love that one.
Yeah.
And that is so true with people. And what matters most is empowering communication. That's what I agree. So let's talk about, in our last final minute, let's talk about the Word of Life Christian Academy. The Word of Life Christian Academy, was that what would you like to say about Kelly?
Well, Kelly and Pastor David, Pastor Vicky, Pastor Andy.
Yes.
Those guys were sensational.
I want to be like them when I grow up.
Talk about the energy in a room.
Yes.
The energy and the people at that church was...
It was off the hook.
It made you want to levitate.
We didn't want to leave the stage.
No.
They were incredible. It was a wonderful. They allowed us to do, asked us to do the commencement for the 2015 graduates, 8th grade and high school graduates, and it was phenomenal. We loved it.
Yeah.
They were just. It's a great place to be. If you've never been there, you've got to check them out.
They have the how you leave them feeling.
They live the how you leave them feeling concept.
Completely.
Every one of them, and I want to grow up. When I grow up, I want to be like them.
They didn't miss a beat.
I want some sleepovers with all of them so that I can learn. No, so platonic, so I can he can hang out and play and do all that sort of stuff. The other thing that I think was really cool is we had a commitment with True Dentistry, and that's Dr. Willardson, and that was off the hook.
Yes.
Dealing with Dr. Willardson, he's a high-level professional. He practices the art of dentistry like I've never seen before,
Except, and he's got a pretty darn good smile himself.
He's got a great smile himself. I agree with you. And so that was a wonderful speaking engagement where we went into their team and talked to them about mastering the art of relationships.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yep.
And then finally, our next speaker, not speaker, but special guest that's going to be on our show is Bryce Krausman, great friend of yours.
DW Bistro.
DW Bistro.
Love him to pieces.
What do you love about Bryce?
You know,
everything.
He's just infectious. His
infectious.
Attitude, he's fun, he's happy, he's upbeat, makes me laugh.
He's intelligent, he's clever, he's caring, he's giving, he's kind.
Yes.
Do we need to say more about this guy?
Well, let's not tell everything. They need to stay tuned so they can see him and the magic that he has to share with us.
Yeah, he's going to have a magical story to share with us, and I believe it's going to be your best life starts when you remember that it's all about the love. Right?
And how you
leave them feeling. Do you remember what Bryce is going to talk to us about really quickly?
About being happy.
About being
Happiness.
happy. I'll bet he's going to play that happy song when he comes on.
There you go.
That Pharrell song.
Oh,
Pharrell Williams.
Yeah. All right.
So, close us out.
Well, until we meet again, let's leave people feeling great.
And you go out there, you podcasters, and leave everybody feeling great. Thanks for joining us for the show.
Bye-bye.
Bye.